looked at someone else's life and wondered, what do they have that I don't have? Perhaps you've watched other people succeed and use their talents or create businesses or create an amazing product. And quietly you thought to yourself, I don't think I have anything to offer. I don't think I have any special gifts or abilities. If you have ever felt that way, then today's reflection is for you. Our theme this week is based on Romans 12 and verse 6. And God's word states, we have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. Notice the word doesn't say that some people have gifts. It says that we have different gifts. Every single one of us. That means that all of us have been entrusted with something that is valuable by God. And that should be valuable to us too. But we have to take the time to identify and talk to God about what those gifts and abilities are. Today's poetic reflection is themed around just that. And today's poem is titled The Gift. In a world where people make comparisons about each other and about what is happening in life, it can be difficult to identify what is the truth and what is real, especially when we seek joy instead of hardship and strife. Hardship and strife can make us feel heavy, like the force of a migraine that presses your head. It can be a challenge to identify our gifts when it feels easier to give up instead. God reminds us in His Word that He deposited something special which sits within each of us if we take the time to see. He has deposited gifts and abilities to help us create and produce. You have an assignment to produce something that needs to be. You carry something valuable worth more than a pink diamond. The gift that you have is waiting to be unwrapped. Be courageous, be consistent and persistent to create something special. Your gift and abilities must be released and can no longer remain trapped. In reflection, what I appreciate about this poem is that it begins where many of us find ourselves today. We are surrounded by comparison. Every day we see people achieving their goals, launching businesses, sharing testimonies, sharing groundbreaking ideas, celebrating milestones, or maybe displaying talents that seem extraordinary. And I know that I've certainly seen some wonderful things and thought to myself, I wish I could do that. Without realizing, we begin asking ourselves, do I have anything of value to offer? Comparison has a way of making us overlook the gifts that God has placed within us. This poem also describes how hardship can weigh us down. Hardship and strife can make us feel heavy. That's such an honest observation. When we've walked through disappointment, grief, rejection, failure, it's easy to focus on our pain instead of our potential. Sometimes difficult seasons convince us that we have lost our value or abilities and gifts in some way. But God's word tells us something different. It tells us a different story. Our circumstances do not determine our worth. God determines our worth. One of my favourite lines in this poem is, God reminds us in his word that he deposited something special. Think about the word deposited. A deposit is placed intentionally. It's not an accident. It's not a mishap. God intentionally placed gifts, abilities, compassion, wisdom, creativity, and purpose inside each of us. He didn't leave anyone empty-handed. The challenge isn't whether we have gifts that exist or not. The challenge is recognizing that we have gifts and abilities. Then this poem reminds us that gifts are meant to help us create and produce. God's gifts are never given simply for our own benefit. They are meant to bless others. They are meant to help others. Some of us teach. Some of us encourage. Some of us create. Some of us listen. Some of us lead. And some of us serve quietly. Every gift matters because every gift reflects different parts of God's heart. Then comes perhaps the most memorable image within this poem, and it says, "You carry something valuable worth more than a pink diamond." That is a beautiful reminder for us today. We often place enormous value on rare treasures like pink diamonds. Yet God says the gifts that he has placed within us as his people are priceless because they have eternal purpose. No one else has the exact combination of experiences, personality, wisdom, and calling. We all have those things in unique abundance. And that is the unique part of God's design. This poem then says, the gift that you have is waiting to be unwrapped. I really, really love that image. A beautifully wrapped gift has tremendous value. But until it's opened, no one benefits from what is inside. The same is true for our God-given gifts and abilities. We hide them because of fear, because of being judged, or because of comparison. We ignore them because we don't think they're of any value, or we doubt it because of our own insecurities. If we remain in that space and mindset, then the world misses out on what God has intended for us to share. Finally, this poem gives us a challenge. It says, be courageous, be consistent, be persistent. Discovering our gifts is only the beginning. We then have to develop them, nurture them, practice them, use them, and then trust God with our gifts and abilities. Because purpose grows through faithfulness, not perfection. So today, let me encourage you. You are not empty. You are not overlooked, and you are not lacking. God has already placed something very special inside of you that is of value and that has meaning. Perhaps today is the day that you begin unwrapping that gift that he has entrusted to you. Maybe it's a gift to encourage, to listen, to lead, to design, to organize. If this reflection encouraged you in some way, then write in the comments below. I will use my God-given gift. And if you are new here, then please do subscribe to my channel for more help and encouragement. Thank you so much for watching, and may God continue to reveal your gifts, your abilities, to strengthen your confidence, and to help you to use them to bless others and to bring him glory. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another poetic reflection. And until the next time, take care.